Namaste, friends. Welcome. Welcome to my Wednesday Wisdom Window. I'm Suzanne Grace, CEO of Grace Inspire Sanctuary, where we come together once a week to have a breath, have a new thought about this thing called life. I have some inspirational ideas today, food for thought to give to you, and we'll do a breath practice and an affirmation. So I'm grateful you're here whenever and wherever you're watching it from. Just let me know you're here. And remember also, you can always pass this on to someone who may need a little inspiring thought today. And I also have it on my YouTube page. So if they aren't on Facebook, you can send them the link to YouTube. So thanks for being here. The end of February. You know, I had a great talk at my spiritual center last Sunday called Take Back Your Mind. And I wanted to share some of those ideas with you because it's a really important time right now to pay attention to where our thought is going. Because we can certainly go down a rabbit hole with all the news media, social media stuff. Yeah. And I started with the idea that there's a wise Zen saying, you cannot stop birds from flying around your head, but you can prevent them from making nests in your hair. Think about that. Because there is a lot going on. And when things are irritating and get our attention or tragedy happens, we need support and insight into how to deal with difficult times and not fall apart, right? So what mindset shifts can we do? I mean, do you ever feel your mind has been hijacked? Well, now I think is a good time to pay attention, to be mindful of what we're thinking and feeling. So why do you think our thoughts are important? Think about that. And is there a benefit of thinking positively? Or is there a benefit to thinking negatively and being upset all the time? You know, I tell my clients and students often, you can't be grumpy and grateful at the same time. It's impossible. You can't grumble and be grateful. They're two different vibes. They're two different energies. It's kind of like you can't be in the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system at the same time. You're in one or the other. The sympathetic being the fight or flight and freeze, or the parasympathetic, the centering, rest, and digest. So we're always at choice. So when we think about quantum theory, I'm going to just mention that for a moment, because quantum theory is based on potential. And the quantum thought opens us up. That's the power. And quantum theory shows that the mechanical view of the world is false, because that says that the world is constituted of static things that don't change. And potential and possibilities are part of the quantum. So change is really the only thing. And the core part of a mechanistic world is separation. But the quantum world is based on total non-separation. There's a thing called quantum entanglement. When two particles, such as a pair of photons or electrons, become entangled, they remain connected even when they are separated by vast distances. It's kind of in the same way that a ballet or a tango emerge from individual dancers. Entanglement arises from the connection between the particles. So we are all connected in the quantum. So when I say take back your mind, I want just us to be aware of not letting outside influences like the media, the fear that's out there in the collective consciousness, shrink our own mind because we each make a difference in our world. Each of us is important of how we're thinking and being. So I found this interesting idea of, did you know that when we are generous and other people see it, it boosts their immune system? Or hearing about somebody doing good affects our life for the better because we're all connected. So in the fields of psychoneuroendocrinology and psychoneuroimmunology, there are actually studies on this, that when we witness an act of kindness or service, it affects our immune system. But hear this, it happens on the other side as well. If we are witnessing and focusing on negativity, and the blame, and things are all going wrong, that suppresses our immune system. Bless our hearts. And it can happen to all of us. It's not easy to turn away from what's going wrong in our mind. But if we habituate that, we create chronic disease. Our thoughts create chemistry in our bodies. That's been proven. It's the body-mind connection. This is not woo-woo. Take a breath. So I invite us to try to stay out of the pollution of blaming and othering and saying, you know, everything's going down the hole. Well, there are people doing odd and nasty things in our world, for sure. But grumbling doesn't help. I think we should all be spiritual warriors and simply pay attention to what we're focusing on. And if we're only focusing on the negative, guess what you're going to get back? And we're not burying our heads in the sand, again. But I invite you to be curious. You know, that's been one of my themes as a coach for a long time. Just be curious about what is going on when you see something. What you focus on expands. Imagine that. So you can do what's called a U-turn. Y-O-U. And ask yourself when you see something upsetting, how can I view this differently? Just ask an open-ended question. How can I view this differently? And you don't have to get an answer necessarily. Real thinking is inspiration turning to wisdom and transformational knowledge. Because somewhere along the line, we have outsourced our ability to think for ourselves. You know, we have thousands and thousands of thoughts that go through our mind daily, and most of them are from the past or other influences, and they're not even true sometimes. So I say, let's develop a habit of being more open-minded, open-hearted, a habit of meditation, introspection, and a habit of being curious daily. Because if you maintain your habit of limitation, arguing for your limitation, arguing for your opinion, not much is going to change for you. Sorry to say. Let's tap into our inner power, our inner resources, and connect with that part of us through the heart that is compassion, understanding, and love, and kindness. I don't know, that feels much better to me. Because really and truly, think about it, everyone on this planet wants a sense of belonging and love and peace. Right? Yeah. So I say, let's opt out of the world of thought, atmosphere of fear, and come into a higher frequency, a higher vibration. We don't have to participate in the negativity. We're always at choice. Bless our hearts. Yeah. And with a curious mindset, we become available to more insight and wisdom in what is ours to do, that you won't get if you're in blame and shame, right? Stay curious. Stay curious. I came up with some different open-ended questions. What good here? What good is here that I presently cannot see? So if something in your own personal life is showing up that's upsetting and confusing, you're not sure what you're supposed to do, ask that question. What good is here that I presently can't see? It just opens you to a potential. It puts you actually in the quantum field. What if there is a blessing in all of this? Because when asking open-ended questions, your mind will start to shapeshift and your perception will change. And again, there's science now backing all the shifts that take place within us if we change our perception. So when we're in the midst of a icky situation, we can say, what good is here that I can't see right now? Yeah. And then just take a breath. That's why we need to develop different habits with our mind. Take back your mind. Are you willing? Yeah, I'm willing. How about you? And it isn't always easy. It takes courage. So I invite us to tap into that spirit of courage within us, right? That's at the very center of our being. Each one of us has that. So that's what I know. So let's take that into a breath practice. Today, put our feet on Mother Earth. We're going to start with tapping our thymus, our heart chakra, stimulating our T cells and our immune system. Lightly tap your third eye, your wisdom eye, your inner teacher, just a light opening of that awareness. And tap lightly the top of your head with your fingertips, like a little laser beam going into the crown, opening to your infinite potential today. And then release your hands on your lap. And if it's comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes and drop from your busy thinking mind right now. Just drop down to your heart chakra, the center of your chest. The heart is a powerful place to come from, moment by moment. So imagine the heart right in the center of your chest, the energy of the heart. And imagine it like your lungs. It's going to just breathe, the heart expanding and radiating its qualities of compassion, of kindness, of love, of forgiveness, of gratitude. There are elevated emotions that reside in this area. And that's what we want to call forth and cultivate into our life when things seem topsy-turvy. And so let's take a conscious yogic breath in from the belly. Feel that expansion through the spine, the diaphragm, up to the heart center, pausing the breath. And then a slow exhale through the mouth. And again, let's breathe in a yogic breath. Let's breathe in the idea of gratitude. All the way up and slowly blow out, exhale. And one more conscious breath in. Let's breathe in harmony and peace today. Maybe with a smile. And slowly exhale. And let's be still for a moment and simply notice our own presence, our own being, our own body. Just pay attention to you for a moment. How are you feeling? Are you willing to be curious today and to ask some open-ended questions? Just breathe into you right now, the power of you, and call forth that spirit of courage within you to be with whatever it is you're facing in your life with a sense of curiosity and wonder. Not pushing it away, not resisting, not trying to fix or change it. Simply being curious. It's a powerful tool. Very powerful. So our affirmation today is, I take back my mind and I smile. Let's say that together. I take back my mind and I smile. Again, I take back my mind and I smile. Yeah. Great. Very good. Let's come back to this moment, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and be present. Let's rub our hands together, feeling more centered, calm, open, balanced, and spacious. Carry that with us into the rest of this beautiful day of February. Clasp our hands and take a nice stretch. Oh, open up our spine. Open wide, wiggle your fingers, come back down to earth. Woo. Great. Some good food for thought today. So again, I appreciate you being here. Let me know you're here, and I will put this on my YouTube page so that you can share it with someone who maybe could use some inspiration today. I appreciate that it's shared, because we all need some good news. I love how the evening news at 5:30, always at the very end of the day of all the horrible things happening, and we have some good news tonight, for like a minute. I always think, why don't they start with that and sprinkle it throughout the broadcast? Wouldn't that be nice? So be curious today. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you next time. Namaste.